Today I want to review an amazing book that I came across called The Art of Practice. By the way, my name is Jorgelina, I'm a vocal coach and I specialize on teaching how to sing modern music and your favorite songs from a healthy approach without losing the fun. One of the things about me is that I am obsessed with practice. Not with practicing itself, but with learning ways to make practice more effective. Because time is the only thing we can't get back, so we might as well use it wisely. I really like this book, and today I'm gonna tell you a few little things I learned about it because I want to respect the author, but I'm gonna tell you just a few things that I discovered and that are already being helpful for me. The author of the book was a Cirque du Soleil performer. You have to be really good to get to Cirque du Soleil, but apparently he wasn't that good when he started. He started juggling quite late in life and he couldn't get good enough and had to go through very embarrassing experiences, and then apparently he got obsessed with understanding what the naturals had that the non-naturals didn't have. And so he interviewed a lot of them, and more than what he learned from asking them questions, he learned from observing them. What did they have that non-naturals did not have? And here's a few things that he found. The first thing is that for non-naturals, apparently we are used to practicing 99% of the same things that we practiced the day before. And this is true for everyone. Like apparently we are wired to have 99% of the same thoughts that the day before, and that's why we don't change much. Hey guys, I hope you are enjoying this video so far, but if you think that you are ready to stop consuming content and start taking action to actually become a great singer, then you should know that the applications for my one-on-one coaching program are now open. During the program, you will work with me directly one-on-one, as well as having access to a ton of resources to make sure that you transform your voice in no time. So if you think you are ready to take active action, or maybe if you are not, but you want to know what this is about, then go ahead and join my waitlist. I'll see you inside the program. And so in the case of practice, you practice 99% of the same that you practiced the day before, if you practice every day. Of course, I'm going to assume today that you actually practice, that you are a singer and that you practice most days. If you practice exactly the same that the day before, 99%, you might get 1% better, and that's it, if anything. This can be one of the reasons why when you start a new skill, a new discipline, you improve a lot at the beginning. And then once you get good at it, there is no improvement, you get stuck. That's because when you start a new skill, everything is new. There is nothing to compare to before because there was nothing before, so you progress a lot. And then once you get your routines, that's when you get a little bit stuck. Another thing that this book mentions is the motivation for practice, and this is apparently where there is a big difference. So apparently, us simple mortals, our practice is based on fear. And that is actually true and backed by science. Apparently, fear is a big motivator for us to do things and not do things. This is a survival mechanism, right? This is, of course, subconscious. You might say, I'm not scared of practice. Of course not. But this is all subconscious. So apparently, the subconscious mind will motivate you to not lose what you already learned. So, in the case of singing, you might practice the same drills over and over again, even though you can already do them, in fear of losing what you already had. So you're practicing to maintain something you have, but not to progress. On the other hand, apparently the naturals, their motivation to practice is gain. So they are motivated by gain, while the non-naturals are motivated by fear. That's very different. So if you're motivated by gain, you are always going to try to learn something new, a new skill. And that takes courage. Because if you're practicing a new skill, you're not going to be good at it. So you have to be willing to not be good. And so another big difference is how non-naturals structure their practice against naturals, right? So without going into too much detail, the non-naturals apparently they practice the whole routine and they leave the new stuff or the more difficult stuff for the end. And apparently at the end, your energy is dropped. You have a high value energy when you start your practice, energy that is focused and productive. And then at the end of the practice session, halfway and towards the end, the energy is low value. You are not that focused, you are not that productive. So apparently it's not a good idea to get the most difficult task for the end. Bringing this to my singing practice, one thing that I have been thinking of is this thing of how do you structure your singing practices? And so how much time do you spend on the contact phase? Or warm-ups, if you prefer to call it warm-ups. And do you need to do it that way? And maybe there is a way to get very effective on the warm-ups so the voice is ready to get to the more challenging scales a little bit sooner when you still have the energy. In the case of singing, something you can do is to divide your practice sessions in shorter sessions throughout the day. You don't have to do a full warm-up every time you're going to start a practice session. You can, do a full warm-up and then go do a few other things and then come back to that later, do a shorter warm-up, and your voice is going to be still ready. It's still going to have an effect from earlier on. That's what I wanted to share with you today. I hope you like this and I hope you go get the book because it's very interesting. I'm very happy when I can find resources like that. So, by the way, if you have any other resource that you think I should learn about practice and the science of learning, let me know because I'm always interested in learning more. If you like this video, please subscribe and like it because I'm always posting content like this. So I'll see you next one.